in Crookback Bog, Syria had happened on the Crones. The Beastly sisters took her in, then wavered, unsure if they should eat her or surrender her to the wild hunt. Syria escaped before they could decide. Pursued by a spectral rider, she had fled into the swamp, where Geralt lost her trail once more. He now needed a new lead.
Всем привет, ребята, меня зовут Джон Доу, мы продолжаем проходить Ведьмак 3 Дикая Охота. Только что мы помогли ворожею, и сейчас выполним миссию Кейры, потом сгоняем, все-таки проверим, что стало с той девочкой, которой я дал ласточку обязательно, и двинемся дальше, ребята, по сюжету. Надеюсь, что мы сегодня все успеем, нам нужно в Новиград, по-моему, двигаться. Разрешение у меня есть, но я еще поговорю с бароном после этого. Вот, так, тихо. Спокойствие, только спокойствие. Вот, я поговорю с бароном, чтобы, может быть, он мне даст настоящий пропуск. Ну и там, может, что-нибудь интересное будет. Так, подождите. По части это миссия с бароном, а мне нужна миссия Кейры. Где же она? Так, дополнительные задания. Дикое сердце, охотник. Так, кулаки ярости. Даже сказали скачки пройти, но это я потом сделаю. Дружеская услуга. Не то. А вот. 200 метров, ребят. Окей. Как буду на месте. В принципе, тут убежать немного. Ладно, я это вырежу. Как буду на месте, ребят, я включусь. Так, ребят, ну что ж. Давайте искать. Стоять, что-то не то. Все то. Не 4-го уровня. По барабану тогда. И еще один. Что-то как-то я расслабился. Давай, иди к папке. Здесь все. О, еще один. Все. Нет. Еще один, ребята, еще один. Да что ж такое? Сколько вас еще? Угу, здорово. Давайте полутаем по-быстрому. Там еще какая-то плюха должна быть, смотрите, там на карте отмечено. Давайте проверим сразу. Что-то я взял, сейчас проверю. Какой-то доспех. Надо проверять, что я беру. Это, блин, как-то быстро все это прощелкиваю. Так делать не стоит все-таки. Так, давайте глянем. Это хуже, все хуже. Тут у нас записки разбойника. Говорят, разбой выгоды не приносит. Сука, да я больше ерунды в жизни не слыхал. Приносит, чтоб я сдох. Взяли мы тут в оборот одного деда, так у него товару столько, что его за год не пропить. Хоть бы мы один махакамский спирт жрали и белым баклирским запивали. Что-то там этот старый сморчок плел, что нас боги покарают и все прочее. Да уж староват стал, чтобы в сказки верить. Ну я и да в Новиград. Продадим, что взяли, будем жить как короли. Угу. Ясно. Давайте, ребята, искать ингредиенты.
Wide, heavy wheels, merchant's wagon.
Угу. Что у нас тут? Хлопок. Дальше он ехал сюда, сюда. Ну, короче, дальше по дороге идем. Подожди-ка. А, это травка. Теперь он свернул направо. Вот что-то, да? А нет, это следы. Колесо одно. Что это за фигня была? Не знаю.
Yeah,
What?
merchant traveling across Velen alone. No way that was gonna end well. Leftovers, cuts of meat, cataplepis. Wonder what spell requires that.
Фиал. Это что такое?
Human, from an artery. Can't be far. Wouldn't have made it.
Хорошо, может быть что-нибудь еще имеется здесь, да? Посылка для Кейра.
Package still intact. Don't sense anything magic though. Wonder how Kira will explain this one.
Ладно, пойдемте поищем, ребята, тело. О, гнилец, замечательно. Назад! Забываю я про это постоянно. Так, дальше пошли. Вот, тело.
Waited for help. It never came.
Письмо пропавшего
Velen for
купца.
you.
Ой, не то. Волькер, дружище, мы обстряпали дело всей нашей жизни. Мало того, что мы распродадим весь склад, так еще с тройной прибылью. Клиентке нужно все. Вина из блокера, от бажоли Нува до старой выдержки. Белая, красная и розовая. Мясо катаблепаса, маринованную говядину, перец, корицу, гвоздику. Ну просто все, дружище. Единственная загвоздка в том, что весь товар надо привезти в Велен, в деревню Подлесье. Знаю, что это небезопасно. Что там война и вообще. Ну ты подумай, какие деньги. Я уже выправил левую охранную грамоту. С ней ты переедешь через Понтар, а там уже рукой подать. Ты справишься. Твой Клаус. Делимся 50 на 50. Угу. Теперь нужно принести все Кейре. Окей, погнали. На месте, ребят. Давайте поговорим с ней. Посмотрим, чем это все обернется. Но я думаю, что не все так просто, ребят. Я более чем уверен в этом. В Ведьмаке ничего просто не бывает.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Got those, substances you wanted?
Splendid. I can finally begin my study of double arboreal racination patterns. But first, I'll...
Brew yourself a mug of mulled wine? Saw what the wagon was carrying. Exquisite meats, expensive wines, Zerricanian spices. Not a speck of magic. Care to tell me what you're up to?
I would rather show you. But you must wait a bit.
Color me intrigued. Fine, I'll wait.
Then shoo, outside.
Gonna slip into something more comfortable?
Later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, go on, out.
Интересно, что же она там задумала, да?
You've been patient, thank you. It's almost ready.
Huh? If I wanted to see white mice, I'd just get drunk.
Note that I said almost. Now don't interrupt. Became Vin Capel.
Third mouse, what happened to it?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more than I need, just in case.
So where did... Kira, can I explain what's going on here?
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cinderella whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale. I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one magical night. I don't need a fairy godmother, I'll cast the spells myself. But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen. So, what do you say to a moonlight ride on horseback? And dinner?
Я Ведьмака не жила. Одно другому не мешает, Геральт. Ладно, поехали.
Sounds tempting. So tempting, I don't think I can refuse.
Before we go, there's one more thing.
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid rags into something more glamorous. Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, everything will return to normal.
Why not? Might as well go all out.
Then hold on tight. Gvela Glan.
Сейчас херак во всем розовом. И в одних трусах.
So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well, any port in a storm.
Вот так-то, да?
Off we go. Dinner's waiting.
Если бы ты увидела моего рака, ты бы так не говорила. Эх, сейчас, походу, дело будет любовь. Наконец-таки Геральда хоть кто-то, блин, обласкает. А то Йеннифер не дает. Трис я пока не видел, но увидимся еще. Надеюсь, что она тоже будет меня ждать. Да иду я.
Whoa, Cinderella. We'll have a great fall.
As fast as you can. Try to catch me.
Да легко, я тебя даже перегоню. Хотя, ладно, я даме поддамся, я же джентльмен, все-таки как-никак. А то сейчас перегоню, и все, ужин отменяется. Знаете же вы этих женщин, да? Дом празднолюбцев, отлично, отлично. Это мне напоминает уже Red Dead Redemption и сцену скачек Джона Марстона и Бонни Макфарлен.
Congratulations. You'd make an excellent jockey.
If only I were a foot shorter and 5 stone lighter.
Well, yes. But then I'd not have invited you here. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
Beef and cinnamon and cloves, roasted capon with shallots. It was worth the trouble.
Shall I pour the white or the...
Dry red, but let it breathe a little first.
Well, well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
All right, I'm curious. We celebrating something?
Yes, a return to the living. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your help with the tower. You were fabulous.
Not the first curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The cages, the corpses, the papers.
Сразу напрямую в лоб спросить.
Why are you even interested?
Because I grasped the importance of the studies conducted there. In the wrong hands, the findings could do immense harm. I'm sorry. Such a gloomy subject to broach. I simply shouldn't have, not during our romantic dinner.
Romantic? Thought we came here as friends.
Friends. With benefits. So...
Your fairy tale, your rules.
Really? Then close your eyes and count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's enough.
Это интересно, окей. Теперь мне надо ее искать?
Wanna play hide
Серьезно?
and seek? Why not?
Это что за звуки? Что-то тут не так, блин. Мне кажется, вот эта вся сказка, она превратится в какой-то ад. А нет, я вижу ее платье.
A skirt. Guess we're playing hunt the hare, not hide and seek.
А теперь у нас что?
Good. Won't have to fumble with fasteners.
Замечательно. Ладно, ладно, пошли дальше.
Shame. Could have kept her shoes on.
Вон еще что-то.
Now where's that Cinderella gone to?
Вон я вижу. Я все вижу. Ау.
Found me. Congratulations.
Do I get a prize?
I've nothing on me, but I'll think of something. Know what they call that constellation in Zarannie?
Dragon something, I bet.
No, it has a different name. A bit indecent, actually. Lean closer and I'll whisper it in your ear. Egfain Nave.
Это что такое было? Сейчас меня в рабство продадут. По-любому куда-нибудь в Египет. Может, мне почку вырезали?
Kira? Where? Put me to sleep with a spell. Means she's up to something. Fyke Isle. The tower.
Хорошо. Башня так башня.
Storm, damn it.
Вот блин, а. Где тут это самое? На благо науки, миссия. Так, секундочку. Я так и знал, что здесь что-то не так. Задания дополнительные. На благо науки. Где-то тут должна быть лодка. Потому что я думаю, что я не доплыву из-за шторма. Или, может быть, доплыву, хрен его знает. Ладно, я поплыл так, посмотрим, что получится. Все, ребят, я переплыл. Так, убиваем этих тварей. -1. Все. Пошли. Заберем здесь, ребята. У них есть такая штука, как яд. Стоит довольно-таки дорого. Блин, у меня только нет лечилок, нифига. Ну ладно, надеюсь, что ни с кем сражаться не придется. Хотя, все может быть. Так, ладно. Если что, я быстренько зайду в инвентарь, да поставлю какую-нибудь жрачку в эти слоты.
A light. Top floor of the tower.
Так, давайте сохранимся. Сейчас нужно сохраниться будет обязательно.
So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
What do you want with those papers?
Why, I aim to use them to continue important work that a man's tragic death put on hold. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the Lodge.
Radovid doesn't forget, and Radovid doesn't forgive, especially when it comes to sorceresses.
He'll make an exception for me. He'll have to. I have something he wants.
Please, you don't believe that.
Well, you believe Yennefer will stop treating you like a dog someday. Don't see me laughing. I'm going to see Radovid, tell him of this research, whether you like it or not.
This is suicide, Kira. You'll wind up tied to a stake, burned to bolster the morals of the masses while entertaining them.
Shut up for a moment and look at me. See this? Bedbugs, Geralt. Bloody bedbugs. I, Kira Metz, advisor to Foltest, a member of the Lodge of Sorceresses, have bedbugs. Think what you will, but I'll not stay in this bloody swamp one day more. Not one day. I shall cross the Pontar, and that means Radovid's men will find me sooner or later. Don't you understand? I don't have a choice. I will have to parley.
Got another option. Go to Kaer Morhen.
You believe I'd be safe there?
Long as you don't piss Lambert off, yes. Emir, Radovid, neither will be able to reach you. Find little in the way of luxury there, but we do have clean sheets.
It's a long way, well beyond the dividing line. But if I keep to the woods until I reach the Kestrel Mountains, I should pass through unnoticed. So be it. Seems I find it hard to refuse you, handsome. You've clearly a notion of what women want, how they think.
Yeah, kinda. So before I go, I'll need you to hand me those notes.
All right, take them already. Farewell, Geralt. Or rather, see you soon.
На всякий случай, ребят, это что-то мне не нравится. Я ей не доверяю, но ее смерти ей не желаю, если честно. Ну, блин, как-то не хочу, чтобы она проводила там эти эксперименты по этим заметкам. Опять ты меня пугаешь своими порталами, женщины, вы достали. Вот что у вас за привычка? Короче, дело в том, что я что-то как-то не доверяю. Я боюсь, если я оставлю эти заметки, она начнет там экспериментировать, и там весь мир и настанет пипец. Хорошо, теперь наша задача свалить в эту вот деревню и проверить миссию вот эту вот ласточки. С девочкой проверить, что стало. Давайте. Ну и? Выжила девчонка?
Yes.
Where's Lena? Something happened?
She was getting better. Then Nilfgaardians came, carried her off.
Nilfgaardians? Why? What did they want with her?
I've no notion. They don't explain what they do. It's not in their custom.
Listen, ever heard of a woman named Claire? Lived around here?
Heard of her? A mild way to put it. Claire was a friend. The only person dear to me in all of White Orchard. Until her husband, Volker, quarreled with the lord of the manor. He then gathered the family, moved out into the woods to start a new settlement. The lord and his retinue rode there to convince them to return. They were to be civil. No forcing, no bloodshed. But you saw. Word is Claire said something about the lord's son, Florian. Something that made the lord furious. But who knows the truth?
Lots of misfortune for such a small village.
'Tis so in every village. Even the smallest. You need only ask. But let's not end on a teary note. Here, a bit of solace.
Хорошо, девочка все-таки выжила. Что не может не радовать, ребята. Ну что ж, теперь нужно поговорить с бароном, и мы отправимся в Новиград, ребята. огромный город, наверное, самый большой город на той карте. Давайте приступим. Ну, ребят, я уже у барона, и здесь я наткнулся на одну миссию, называется «Мастер Бронник», если я не ошибаюсь. Я думал, что там просто будет 3 строчки диалога, там оказалась целая миссия, поэтому я загрузился и решил вам показать все это дело. Давайте.
How may I assist you?
Looking for someone who can craft me some armor. Gotta be top quality.
Well, I've been at it 20 years now. Mastered the craft in some respects, if I do say so myself.
You wish.
Don't listen to her. She's been sore lately, snorting every chance she gets. So, what kind of armor are we talking about?
Light, but durable. Can't constrain movement, and I gotta be able to get in it without anybody's help.
That all? Sure it shouldn't be self-cleaning. And how about it wipe your arse after you take a shite in the bushes?
Comfortable, strong, and light'll do just fine.
Ought to know one thing when it comes to armor. If it's got to be durable, it can't be light.
It can. Just needs the proper tools to make it. Tools like the folk of Clan Tordaroch use on Undvik.
Joanna, I told you time and again to stay silent when I talk to customers. Shouldn't pester folk with those nonsense Skellige legends of yours.
It ain't legend, and it ain't nonsense. My granddad would go to Undvik for his armour. Said Tordaroch folk made the best. Till last year, that is, when a giant ravaged their island. Inhabitants either ran off or died, but the forge should still be in one piece.
Worth looking into. Say I find the tools. Will you craft the armor for me?
On condition you bring the tools. But only then.
These legends mention where the forge might be?
Yes, north side of the isle, in a cave. Clanfolk carved out a rock face to build it.
Look for the tools next time I'm in Skellige. Take care now.
Вот такие вот пироги, ребят. Эту миссию нужно обязательно выполнить, потому что бронька мне не помешает.
Remember me?
Stable hand pulled you out of the fire.
We'll never forget that. Here, I'm grateful.
Здорово, здорово, не зря мы его вытащили. Хоть 20 крон это не очень много, но все равно нам любые деньги помогут в нашем нелегком деле.
Witcher, a word, please. Believe we've not had the pleasure. They call me the Sergeant. Left over from my army days, you understand. When me and Philip, meaning the Baron, served under a Temerian banner, wanted to ask you about something.
What is it?
That night, when the Baron ordered everyone to lock their doors, stay inside, what did you and the Baron do?
Gotta ask the Baron about that. Speaking of which, know where he is?
Garden. Spends a lot of time sitting there of late.
Drunk.
No. Don't drink, don't eat. Just sits.
Hair of the hound. Got any vodka?
There you are.
See the hollyhock there? The violet blooms. Brought the plants here from Nazaire. Anna had read some story. Insisted on having them. Spent hours tending to them, trimming, pruning. She was so content at that. And them, the frilly ones, called birds of paradise in Zerrikania. But Tamara called them dragons of paradise. She adored them. Damn shame I'll never learn which blooms would please Dea most. Though it's good to know her spirit's free.
Your loss. It must hurt. Bad. But there wasn't anything we could do.
No. Not now. Not anymore. It was too late. That was clear. Should have acted earlier. Taken them all from this damned felon. In this hole. This reesty mire. Nothing could go right here.
Got some information about your family.
You've learned something? Well, let's go inside. It's a bit chilly out. Any news for me?
Your daughter's in Oxenford.
What the blazes? She all right? In good health? Safe? Why haven't you brought her back?
Never offered to do that.
How do you know she's safe? You see her at least?
No, but I talked to the man who helped her escape and then took her in. Tamara is safe and sound. From what I gathered, she has no desire to see you again, no intention to return.
I shan't trust some peasant dolt. I shan't trust whoever it is helped her. I need to know for certain she's safe. Go to her. You must be sure. See her yourself. I shan't believe anyone else.
That much I can do.
I'm grateful. Take this. Call it enticement. And this might prove useful.
What is it?
A letter of safe conduct. Ever since the Redanians took hold of the Pontard Delta, they made it damned hard to get to Novigrad without one. Very well. You were to find them both. What of Anna? Learned anything?
We'll talk about her, don't worry. But right now, you'll tell me about Ciri, just like we agreed.
Fine. A word once given. When Ciri was on the mend, we took her out on a hunt. Thought a bit of galloping would warm up her limbs, gone stiff from so much bed rest. That lass of yours, pure luck in the flesh. To hunt down a wild boar that size, why, worthy of one of King Foltest's feasts, where he's still among the living. Ciri, come! Our haunt should be yours as I see it.
Oh, you done well, lass.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But who goes boar hunting with a sword?
No bow at hand, no spear. My sword was all I had.
Well, you brandished it beautifully. Where'd they teach you that, anyway?
At Kaer Morhen.
Witcher school there, aye. But they only took lads, as I recall.
They made an exception for me.
Right. Mean to say you're a she-witcher?
Not entirely. The mutations, I was never subjected to them. But everything else I know, I learned from the witchers there.
Know any of them potions?
Not so much. A bit.
Because you see, at times I get this pinching back here.
Shut it, Egrin. Nobody cares about your backside. A woman could swing a sword. I've knowed one. But never seen a lady mount anything but a cock proper. All tipsy on horseback. Nothing strange on account they bloody mount them sideways.
Perhaps you'd care to wager?
Think you can outrun me on an horse? Naturally. What's the stake?
Black mare. The one in the stable.
Oh, that won't do at all.
What happened? You get the jitters?
No.
So why not?
The horse is mine.
To race the Baron himself. I'd consider it an honor.
Oh, that'd be a sight to behold.
Would it ever?
Done. But if I win, I take your sword.
Agreed.
I'd not drink any more this night. You'll want your head about you. We start at daybreak. The day dawns.
Ready?
As ever. First one to the tower.
Man chop!
Я самое главное не продуть, ребята.
Want that horse, don't ya?
Had one just like it.
Не-а. Так, я должен победить. Давай, всего 100 метров. Лошадка, ты выдержишь, я в тебя верю. Да уж, тихо. Давай.
You're wind, not woman. Worthy of the best horse. The mare is yours.
Thank you!
What?
Another chance to win.
Нифига себе.
She screamed like a mad woman. In an instant, all had forgotten the wager. Every man ran to save his skin, even worried to break his neck.
And they make it?
Some, aye. Others were not so fortunate. But what happened then? I must say, Witcher, seen a lot, but nothing like this. Never.
Uh-oh. I know that look.
You're a fast learner. You'll know the rest once you find my wife.
Heard anything about there being witches in Velen?
I pay no heed to peasant babbling. Common folk see witches, wizardry, devils, and who knows what the fuck else every which way they turn.
How'd you wind up here? Just curious.
It's no secret. I was a Temerian soldier. My unit smashed at the war's start. Soon after, we'd lost hope of regrouping, driving the foe back. Those who remained wandered north. Others, deserters or merely broken men, joined us. We were a snowball rolling down a slope. By the time we reached Crow's Perch, I commanded a sizable force.
Just march into the fortress, make yourselves at home?
With Nilfgaard advancing, the local lord had fled, abandoned the Perch. Once this war's over and Nilfgaard's victorious, the Black Ones will grant me a title. All talk of a self-proclaimed baron will cease.
Can't help wondering why you made a deal with the Nilfgaardians.
What could I do? Cast myself at them and die a hero? Fuck a hero's death. Fuck death.
Rather live as a traitor.
Ere long, none will remember it. Temeria is no more. There's naught left to betray.
The local Nilfgaardian garrison doesn't look that strong.
What of it? Even were I to attack, cut them down to a man, others will come soon. Black Ones will flood this land, take control before long. Sure as we've all got arseholes, they will.
Got news of your wife.
Plowing hell, why'd you not say so forthwith? Where is she? Why have you not returned with her?
She's in Crookback Bog. Got food, a place to live, and keeps herself busy. Didn't look like she had the slightest desire to leave.
You were to bring her back, not report on the condition she lives under.
I was supposed to find her, and I did. That was our deal, nothing more.
You still think me rotten to the core. A base bastard, don't you? You believe I alone am at fault for what happened here.
Doesn't matter what I believe.
Yet, looking at you, I see contempt. Can't speak for the world you witches inhabit, but in ours, nothing is ever black and white.
Probably gonna say you're not the only one to blame. All right then, I'm willing to hear your side of the story.
With Annie, it was love at first sight. A spear tore through my shoulder at the Battle of Anchor, She tended to my wound. Once I'd recovered, I asked her to marry me. She wept with joy. Soon after, Tamara was born. And after that, they sent me to Sidaris. A warlord had risen against King Ethan, and Foltest sent help. It was one battle to the next, one conflict after another. It was a life of war. I was seldom home, and I found comfort in drink. Grew so fond of hooch, I couldn't part with it when I did get home.
Still seems like your fault to me.
Will you let me finish?
All right. What then?
I went from front to front, battle to battle, collecting soldiers' coin, while Anna sat alone with the babe for months. Later, I learned she'd not been so alone after all. For nearly 3 years, she'd found comfort in the arms of one Evan, a childhood friend, a dog's bunghole. Understand, damn it? One tussle in the hay I'd have waved aside, put it out of my mind. But the woman cuckolded me for years, without a whisker of concern for me, for my love.
How'd you find out?
Came home one day and Anna was gone. Her things too. Found a letter. She wrote that she didn't love me. That she'd left me for that knob licker and taken Tamara with her. Felt like I'd been rammed in the arse by a horse. I went to find the bugger, to get the girls back, bring them home. Yet soon as I saw him, something turned inside me, something dark. I slaughtered the shit-eating twat and fed his carcass to the dogs.
Guess they call you the Bloody Baron for a reason after all.
What?
Your nickname. Makes sense now.
No, that's an entirely different story.
Imagine Anna wasn't exactly pleased.
Ha! Bloody understatement if I've ever heard one. She flew into a fit, hysteria, threw herself at me, kicking and clawing. Finally grabbed a knife. It would have been the end of me if I'd not leapt aside. It was the first time I hit her. I had to calm her. Felt I had no other means. Things changed. They would never be the same. Anna tried to take her own life, and mine, several times. She would prod me, goad me, taunt me, in the hope I would hit her again, perhaps. She'd scream that I'd robbed her life of love, that I'd destroyed the idea for her and so might as well kill her. How many times I apologized. How many armfuls of blooms and gifts I brought. She cared not a bit. 2 years of her anger had turned to indifference, broken at times by her bouts of hysteria and my bouts of drunkenness. Cannot fathom how we survived those years, but we did. Though as you know now, not everything was as it might have seemed.
You're right. Faults on both sides, yours and hers.
I'm content that you finally see that. Very well then. If you won't bring Anna home, you might at least tell me how she landed in that blasted swamp.
Your wife is with the crones, as their servant.
What the fuck do you mean? What crones?
Ones who live in Crookback Bog.
Oh, I've heard folk speak of them, but thought it naught but tales to scare the children with. How on earth did she land there?
They fled by night. They were riding past the forest when a beast serving the crones attacked them and abducted Anna.
A beast? Bloody hell. And Tamara? Was she hurt?
No.
Oh, thank the gods for that. So, Annie, what happened to her?
The creature carried her deep into Crookback Bog. Didn't harm her, though. In fact, Anna seems content there.
Content? What is this tripe, Witcher? What in bloody blazes is she doing in that swamp?
She made a pact with the crones and... well, I think she might have lost her mind.
A pact? What the bloody hell?
She was with child, a child she didn't want to bear. Went to the crones for help. They promised to rid her of the problem in exchange for a year of her service. And they kept their word, in their own twisted way.
What do you mean?
Anna must have thought the child inside her would somehow disappear. Instead, the crones sapped her of strength, and ultimately forced her body to miscarry. I think that's when she started to lose her mind. Then they placed magic tethers on her, tethers that cause great pain when tested. A guarantee she'll pay off her debt.
A pact with witches? Bloody nightmare, sounds like some jest. We must get her out. We can't leave her there.
Do what you will, but leave me out of this. You ask me, wading through the swamp to mess with the crones, just plain stupid.
What would you have me do? Sit on my arse and wait for her return? I'll send men, go with them myself, and we will pull her out.
I've warned you. What you do, that's your business. We had a deal. I've done my part. Your turn to do yours.
A word once given. Now, what did I last...
Basilisk. It had just attacked you.
Ah, right. Gargantuan. One solid brute. It right in front of us. I thought we breathed our last.
Watch out!
If I don't survive this, you're to take whatever you want from the fortress.
You'll survive!
Let's show this bastard what we're worth.
Ну нифига ж себе. Так, стоять, просыпайся. Где эта тварь? Ну, как мне ее сбить, вот что интересно. Вот она. Да блин, да как это сделать? Так, иди сюда. Что-то вообще просто. Ну охренеть. Не, ну я достаточно быстро, ребята, легко ее загасил. Все-таки порой искусственный интеллект здесь тупит. Подожди-ка, где вход в башню-то? А, не здесь? Это очень интересно. Вот здесь, да.
have everything?
Yes, thank you.
What you did for me, I shall never forget it.
You helped me as well. When your man brought me here. You fed me, cared for me, had my wounds looked after. We're even now.
You needn't leave. You're in good company here. We'll always have a warm corner for you.
I must leave. Wraiths pursue me. The Wild Hunt. I was foolish to use the power. They're sure to have caught my scent.
The Wild Hunt? Pursuing you?
I'll endanger all of you by remaining here. You must tell the people to bar their doors and windows. And no one is to wander the night.
You? Where do you think you're going?
Now, I ride for Novigrad. And then, who knows where.
She mounted and rode off. It grew awfully empty without her.
Redanian armies blocked the Pontar crossing, yet you sent Ciri to Novigrad.
She was looking for a sorceress, and all of them are in Novigrad. Besides, I didn't leave her at the Redanians' mercy. I gave her a letter of safe conduct.
Who was the letter to?
No one. It was like this one. Show that to those pricks at the crossing, and they'll let you pass.
This for me?
See no reason to make things harder for you. You seek your child, this letter will help.
Where do you get these letters?
Haven't always led this pack of jesters. Served in the Temerian army once.
Redanians guard the crossing.
True, but with a bit of fame and a friend here and there, well, banners and heraldry don't mean so much.
So there's a chance Ciri's still in Novigrad. Thanks for helping her.
It's nothing. Now you've learned what you wanted to know, you must be in a hurry. But, if you could...
Spit it out.
I want to go get Anna. Free her, bring her back. I don't believe she's there willingly.
Must have not heard me. Any journey into the swamp is suicide.
I heard you, which is why I could use your aid. I've no more tales of Ciri to offer you, but go with me and I'll be generous with what I do have. Very generous.
Ладно, я помогу ему. Мужик-то он вроде хороший.
Extra coin never hurt.
Ha! True indeed. I'll round up my men and ride to Downwarren. You can join us there.
Fine. Sounds good.
Dare you! Escaped again. Sorry, we was never here.
What was that?
You tell me. Man or monster? My men call him Uma and say he's a beast, but he seems a man to me. Just hideous as Ardle's shit.
Uma? Strange name.
Aye, strange. But he gave us no other.
You mean he can talk?
Hardly. It was like this. I asked what they called him. He sat there, not saying a thing, trying to stick a toe up his nose. So I grabbed his hand, looked him in the eyes, and asked, "What's your name?" Gave me this damned foolish look and stammered, "Oh, Uma?" And it stuck.
Doesn't look like a monster, but my medallion's trembling. Strange. Where'd you find him?
Funny story, actually. I won him in a game of cards.
Must have been pretty desperate to play for that.
Ah, quit your carping, smartass. Someone wagered him and we played. If anyone was desperate, it was the bugger's former master.
Funny story. How so?
I went to Novigrad once to rest, indulge in the city's pleasures. Stayed at a tavern and some folk there were playing, so I joined in. Cards were kind that day. Had one devilish hand after another. Robbed the whoresons blind. One fellow, a merchant, took it especially hard. He'd gambled away everything he'd brought from Skellige. Wanted terribly to play another hand, so I agreed. Asked him what he had to wager, and he showed me that sideshow. Not much in it for me, but fuck it, I thought. I'll give the man a chance to win something back. Luck was not with him, and Uma wound up here at Crow's Perch. End of story.
Proper baron now. Even got a jester.
Aye, though I feel something's not right with him.
How so?
Well, he seems more beast than man, but there's wisdom, cunning in the bastard's eyes. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Ever run into anything like him?
No, but he doesn't look dangerous.
I guess that's that. Doesn't eat much, so as long as he's no trouble, the boys might as well have some diversion.
Time I was on my way. So long.
Farewell. I hope you find your daughter. And prove a good father to her.
Ну что ж, ребята, на сегодня все. Спасибо, что смотрели. Не забывайте ставить большие пальцы вверх, комментировать, даже подписываться на канал, подписываться на Google+, и Twitter, там вся информация касательно канала. Также подписывайтесь на Twitch, там проходят трансляции, на дополнительный канал там выкладываются записи трансляций, если вы пропустили. А сегодня все, ребята, давайте. Всем пока.